Challenge for San Diego as they are in front of this boisterous crowd. An absolute picture-perfect day by the East Bay. Temperature 72 degrees, not much wind at all, 12 miles and clear skies. And there is the kicker for the San Diego Chargers, John Carney. He will put it in play, and back deep for the Oakland Raiders is number 26, Napoleon Kaufman, and Ragib Ismail. Kaufman is the rookie. The goal line. Kaufman brings it out across the 15 and across the 20, close to the 25. Good return for the rookie out of Washington. And Jeff Hostetler comes out in his 12th year. Second highest total in Raider history last year he passed for. Up front, he'll need better protection. Wisniewski and Gogan are the Pro Bowlers. Dan Turk taking over for Mosbar. And Harvey Williams, 17 yards shy of 1,000. Derek Fenner is the new running back over from the Bengals, and the great wideouts, Tim Brown and Ragib Ismail.
And in the nickel, it's speed. Jet and Hobbs come in, and they go deep. Don't believe all this dink and dunk West Coast stuff. Hostetler and company is going to test everybody down the sidelines.
From the 25, the lone setback was Harvey Williams, but Hostetler to the air. And right away, he's got the new tight end, Kerry Cash. Defensively for the Chargers, one of the best front sevens you'll see in the NFL. Mims, Lee, Davis, Leslie O'Neal, the team's all-time sack leader. Junior Seau, 4 straight trips to the Pro Bowl. And Randy, a totally revamped secondary. Harper's the only returning.
Exactly. Starting that rookie, Terrence Shaw. When they go to the nickel, bring in Young, bring in Clark, bring in Harrison. If there's a flaw in this defense, it's defensive team speed in the secondary.
And a first down from Hostetler to Kerry Cash. From the 35, and this is Williams' first carry, and he'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Harvey Williams, 983 yards last year. As we mentioned, just 17 yards shy of the 1,000 mark. He was brought down by Sean Gale, the new addition for San Diego secondary over from Chicago.
Well, Harvey Williams is the definitive starting halfback, but look as the season goes on and this game goes on, you're going to see a little bit of everybody. Derek Fenner's been running good in the preseason. You're going to see Kaufman. You're going to see a lot of 3 wides like we got right now.
And on second down, and 10 is complete to James Jett. And Jett picks up the first down for Oakland. 12-yard gain. Hostetler to Jett. Harvey Williams was complete, excuse me.
You know, Dan, that's one of the great additions to this offense. They can still go downtown, but the value of these backs out of the backfield, catching the ball in the flat, and then after they catch the ball, getting those extra yarders. They got Fenner, who's got good hands. Harvey Williams has got good hands. And Napoleon Kaufman, for a rookie, has really absorbed this offense well.
Williams, the second leading receiver last year with 47 catches, and another 1st and 10 for the Raiders from the 46. And this time on the ground to Williams. And not much there at all for Harvey Williams, who got his new lease on his career after coming over from Kansas City last year.
You know, the key for these Raiders this year offensively is going to be the offensive line being able to blow people out, especially on the run. Last year, you mentioned the sacks, 50 against the Raider quarterbacks. They rushed for a little less than 95 yards a game, and Mike White there knows absolutely that offensive line has got to be the key to his season. That's why he brought Joe Bugle in here to be the offensive line coach.
5 years as an assistant. Mike White, now the head coach of the Oakland Raiders. Second down and 9. Hostetler with a quick drop, and this is complete to Williams. And Williams, a good gain into Charger territory.
Well, this Raider offense is coming out kind of like you'll see the Chargers offense later. They're going to run the ball some. When they throw it, they're going to throw it short. But you're always in the back of your mind as a defensive back. You got to be thinking down the field. Ralph Friedgen, the San Diego Charger offensive coordinator, is great at getting that ball down the field, taking his shots and taking his chances. Offensively for the Raiders, you can do all this little stuff you want. You can sell West Coast to death, but those guys run down the field with scares defense.
Well, we're told we see a lot of formations from the Raiders. In fact, the first 15 plays have been scripted. Hostetler now on 3rd and 6. Quick pump over the middle and not able to hang on. Incomplete, intended for the Rocket, Ragib Ismail, who is looking to be a bigger part of the Raider passing attack this year. Brought down or covered by Terrence Shaw, the rookie out of Stephen F. Austin, making his very first NFL start. So the Raiders back in punt formation, and Jeff Gossett, the 14-year veteran, set to punt to Andre Coleman, who had a great year in '94, including 3 kickoff returns, 4 touchdowns. And Gossett handling this one to the left side, and it's out of bounds.
Punt goes out of bounds
at the 12-yard line. 42-yard punt.
42 yards on the punt.
And the Raiders will pin the Chargers back on their very first possession, and we'll see San Diego take to the offensive field when we come back. Quarterback for the San Diego Chargers, Stan Humphries, in his 7th year out of Northeast Louisiana, and a healthy Stan Humphries, who had elbow surgery in the offseason. He missed only 1 game last year, Randy, because of the dislocated elbow, but for the first time in a long time, he is pretty much 100%.
He really is. Wore a mechanical contraption on that left elbow during the season. Blew it on the driving range. The golf course put him in a Pebble Beach. Won't wear elbow pads. Won't wear anything on that arm. He's 100%.
From the 8, first and 10. And Humphries to the air right away, complete to the far side. And the offense up front for San Diego, and this offensive line has not had a lot of reps at all. Eric Moten, the big story, did not play at all last year with a debilitating knee injury.
A gain of 8 yards.
And Natrone Means, the club record, 1,350 yards rushing. Papuno and Young in the basic set. And into 3 wideouts, Harmon and Say come in. 2nd down and 2. Off to Natrone Means, trying to bull his way to first down yardage. Stopped by Greg Beaker, the Raiders' leading tackler. And the Raiders on defense, Harrison, Ball, McLaughlin, and Pat Swilling, the free agent, comes over from Detroit after 2 years there, 7 years with the Saints. Beaker, the leading tackler. McDaniel as fine a corner as you will see in the National Football League.
The big change for the Raiders defensive backfield. Remember, Patrick Bates walked out on the Raiders. Trapp comes in the nickel. Their depth defensively and their defensive backfield has been affected this week in this game by that move of Bates's.
As they measure for the first down, Means will have the first down. But Patrick Bates, simply tired of playing football, was the reason he gave.
He'll be tired of football until that first time he goes to that check cashing store with a real check from a real world job. Then he'll be back.
There's Bobby Ross, who mentioned checking out of the hospital on Tuesday night. He had surgery to remove scar tissue which is pinching his intestine. Result of an appendectomy 35 years ago. He's weak, has lost 8 to 10 pounds, but says, I'll stand the entire game on the sidelines. As Humphries completes it over the middle to Sean Jefferson. And Jefferson close to first down yardage. Greg Beaker did the another stop for Oakland.
You know, Sean Jefferson's in here on the inside. That's where the big boys live. We're talking linebackers like Beaker and whatnot. And if he has his druthers, he doesn't want to go in there because of that. That's what happens to little wide receivers that go in against big linebackers.
First down from the 29, and Natrone Means across the 30-yard line, brought down again by Beaker. Natrone Means, a Pro Bowler in '94, and the Charger MVP, 2nd leading rusher in the AFC, and really has not had a lot of time in the preseason after holding out for 11 days.
Well, you mentioned the offensive line doesn't have their connections together yet, but more importantly, Natrone Means, watch him. How many first and second tackles does he break? He always used to do that. Can he still do it now?
2nd down and 8. Play action. Humphries just getting rid of it downfield. Jefferson in the vicinity. That will bring up 3rd down and long for the Chargers.
In the second meeting last year between these two teams, McLaughlin and Ball disrupted the inside of the Raiders' the Chargers' pass offense, and there's Jerry Ball. 6'1", 320-ish. He's what I refer to as an lineman. He's pretty basically bigger than everybody else out there, but he can still motor, and he's quicker than heck.
He's been to the Pro Bowl 3 times, but all with the Detroit Lions. Now a key 3rd down here for San Diego. Humphreys unable to connect. And that was intended for Tony Martin. Incomplete, and that will bring up 4th down in the punting unit. Jerry McDaniel.
Dan, nowhere is it more important for coordination than between lineman pass blocking. Swain, Moten, left side. Chester McLaughlin, Pat Swilling, left side. Chalk one up for McLaughlin and company, putting a little splatter on Humphreys.
And there is the new punter for San Diego, Darren Bennett, former Australian Rules Football League player. And Tim Brown lets it go, and it'll go inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line. So a 53-yard punt by Darren Bennett, who averaged more than 47 yards in the preseason. Oakland in back. We're scoreless. 9:03 left in the first. Beautiful day by the East Bay. The first NFL regular season game in Oakland since the Raiders hosted the Bears December of 1981. Scoreless. 9:03 left in the first. Oakland sets up at the 15. 1st and 10. The ball is Williams for a moment, as Reuben Davis, the right tackle, made the stop.
I watch the exchange here between Hostetler and Williams, and what you don't see too much of here is as Harvey Williams is going to grab the ball, he thinks he has to cut back, and he does, because Sean Lee has got Kevin Gogan in the backfield right in his lap.
Second down and a long 9. Trying to fight his way up to the 20-yard line. Well, Harvey Williams amassed all those yards in just 10 starts last year. And he has his eyes on a 1,000-yard season.
You know, this is a defense for San Diego, whether it's Sehow or Leslie O'Neal or Ray Lee Johnson, whoever's in there, they go after the quarterback. And in these types of situations, when you sick your big dogs on that quarterback back there, these Chargers are one of the top teams coming off last year at putting the quarterback on the dirt.
From the 20, 3rd and 6, Brown in motion. Hostetler, the ball batted away at the 11-yard line, and it's a loose football.
Yeah, that was Leslie O'Neal. I think he got his arm before it moved forward. I think this is going to be a fumble.
Now, Wisniewski may have recovered the football, but a Raider is down, injured as well.
That's Gerald Perry, the left tackle, number 71.
The ball was rolled a fumble.
Watch what comes up here. Leslie O'Neal, bottom of the screen there, 91, working against Perry. A little rip under, gets the arm. Before it comes forward, it's a fumble. Big turnover early for the AFC champion Chargers.
Loss of 12 yards on the night.
Jeff Gossett forced to punt from his own end zone, and a loss of 12 on the fumble. But here's Andre Coleman trying to get the Chargers in good field position, and
Andre Coleman
his way just across midfield.
The Chargers.
So a 47-yard punt by
Mike Morton brought it down for the Raiders.
And now Coleman limping off the field a little gingerly. He's missed a preseason game with an ankle, but Chargers awfully excited about the second-year man out of Kansas State, as Stan Humphreys this time sets up the Chargers at midfield. No score, 7:04 left in the first.
Their big weapon is Natrone Means. They got to get him on a roll early.
And they give it to Means, pulling his way to the 46. Brought down by Beekert, who has been very active very early. There is the injured Oakland Raider. That is Gerald Perry being taken off, number 71 for the Raiders. And there is Greg Beeford.
Well, Greg Beekert's going to see all of number 20 he really wants, because Natrone Means is a running back. You got to give him the ball 20, 25 times at his size and his speed till he really gets warmed up.
Humphreys to the air, and he's got number 86, Alfred Papunu, complete from his tight end spot for a gain of 11. 21 catches last year for Papunu, and he records his first in 95.
This offense is set up so that every time it seems they throw to Alfred Papunu, whether it's down the sideline, over the middle of the field, or in the flat like this guy's wide open. He's got great hands, caught over 80 passes his senior year at Weber State, and you get the ball near Papunu, he doesn't waste a toss toward him.
Humphreys to the air, and he's got Martin open, but he was unable to hook up.
Intended for Tony Martin.
Tony Martin had gotten the step on Eddie Anderson.
And give the unable to get it to him credit to Pat Swilling coming from that defensive left side that time. He was all over Humphreys, was right in his face, and if Humphreys has another half second, that's 6 points.
Tony Martin, his second year as a Charger, had the huge first year last year, career high 7 touchdowns caught. Second down and 10 for Humphreys at the Raider 35. An exchange fumble from the center, Courtney Hall, as Humphreys had begun to take a drop back.
Remember, we talked about this offensive line not having much coordination time. Courtney Hall's only had 20 live snaps this preseason so far, coming back from a host of injuries last year, and that is a very, very lucky one there for Stan Humphreys and the Chargers. You know, Hall had elbow surgery, he had knee surgery, shoulder. I mean, if it had a joint just about on his body, he had a surgery on it.
Bicep and a knee. Now 3rd and 13. Humphreys going up top deep. Wants Martin again, and is it intercepted? That's Eddie Anderson. And he's got the interception. 19th career for Anderson.
We saw Pat Swilling put pressure on earlier. He puts pressure on Humphreys again, and that's why this ball floats up like this. They have him on the outside. They have him on the inside. Mr. Inside is Anderson. He gets up for the ball at the perfect time. No one else had a shot at this one. Just a wonderful play by Anderson. Backs up his offense, but it keeps the Chargers from pinning him.
19th career interception for Eddie Anderson. His 10th year out of Fort Valley State.
And now the Raiders are going to find out if this offensive line minus Perry can get this running game blasting out deep.
This is the give to Derek Fenner. And Fenner signed as the unrestricted free agent after 3 seasons with the Bengals and the Seahawks. And his 8th year out of North Carolina, and the Raiders are excited to have Fenner. Very versatile.
Robert Jenkins out of UCLA. He's done a lot of starting time when he was back with the LA Rams. He's in at left tackle right now, and if I'm going after this offense, I focus right there with my best pass rusher, Leslie O'Neal.
Oakland still pinned back. 2nd down and 10. Some movement by O'Neal early as a flag comes out, and so will Hostetler. Diving to the 10-yard line. Short of a first down, but O'Neal appeared to have jumped. We'll hear from our referee today, Dick Hantak.
Leslie O'Neal was a little anxious, just like we said. He's going after the quarterback, and I think he jumped about 5 yards too early. Decision time, because it's going to be short of a first down for the Raiders.
Mike White. And we'll hear from Dick Hantak.
Offsides, defense number 91. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
3rd and very short. Watch Leslie O'Neal right here. Blood's in the water. He's going after the quarterback. A little early.
So 3rd down and very short. Eric Ball in the backfield for Oakland, along with Derek Fenner on short yardage. And they'll give it to Fenner. strung out along the left side. Good pursuit by the Chargers, but the Raiders pick up the first down.
Now this is a good offensive play and a good defensive play. Watch, the defense stuffs it in the middle, strings them outside, but Fenner has enough speed to get this first down, but look at that pursuit. There are five Chargers within a couple yards of the running back. That is defensive football. That's how Dave Adolph wants his defenders chasing a guy.
Adolph replacing Bill Arnsparger, who retired after the Super Bowl season last year. Again to draw to Fenner up the middle. Fenner, the leading rusher for the Bengals in 1994. Sean Gale, the former Bear, made the stop.
Good call here by the Raiders coaches, because you want your guys to slow down their guys a little bit, and nothing's better than sending your big running backs. Williams leading through the hole for Fenner, but that'll slow down Leslie O'Neal and company a little bit, because they're coming up hard on the outside, but the power part of the rush is on the inside with Davis and Lee for the Chargers.
There's Derek Fenner, good size, 6'3", 240. And Harvey Williams gets the call. And he's close to first down yardage. Let's go down to Jim Gray on the field. Jim?
All right, Dan, Gerald Perry was taken off for x-rays off the field. When he came off the field, they put his right forearm into a splint. Don't want to speculate, but the trainers were looking at it very concerned. He's probably not going to make it back today as he's getting x-rays, and it was immobile. Dan?
All right, Jim, thank you.
What we saw right there on that last play, Dan, Joe Bugle, offensive line coach now for the Oakland Raiders. The old counter tray at both his backside guard and tackle, pulling, leading through the hole, and very effectively run for some extremely large offensive linemen for the Raiders on that play.
About this Raiders coaching staff, Jim Fossil, the quarterback's coach. Bugle is there along with Mike White. Hostetler rolling right, plenty of time, will run, and dances out of bounds across the 30. And he's close to another Raider first down. And Hostetler will run if he has to. The coaches don't like to see it.
Well, the coaches, a lot of owners, and the players don't like to see their quarterbacks run, but you're going to hear us describing both these quarterbacks in this game as tough, as blue-collar guys, as linemen's kind of a quarterback. And here's why. He could have slid. He could have gone out of bounds, but he gets the first down. That's risking injury, but that fires up your offensive team.
You're right. Humphrey's a sixth-round draft pick. They're not the prototype celebrity NFL quarterbacks. Hostetler, a third-round pick, but the second leading rusher for the Raiders last year. He's got the first down, ball at the 33. Quick drop. And a quick pass to Andrew Glover for a gain of 17. Sean Gale made the stop. But that's an example of the quick drop and the quick passing procedures that we'll see from Hoss.
Well, watch how things in motion goes on top, underneath. Glover breaks through the middle, right over the hash marks. Gale makes the hit, but that is exactly the area of the football field the 49ers exploited against these Chargers in the Super Bowl, and it's the area of the most concern for the San Diego Chargers defensive staff.
Raiders, with the addition of Kerry Cash, now have a couple of very able tight ends. Hostetler back, and this one complete to Darryl Hobbs. And Hobbs close to yet another Raider first down. The rookie Terrence Shaw ran Hobbs out of bounds.
Well, Terrence Shaw, for a rookie, has extremely good technique and poise. I was really impressed with this young man. But one-on-one, he's giving way too much room to a Hobbs, and that is out of extreme respect for Hobbs' speed. He doesn't want to get Hobbs by him. He knows, told us yesterday, I can't let any of these guys get a step or two on me or they're gone.
Corrigan Kaufman is in the Raider offensive set. The rookie out of Washington, and Kaufman gives the carry. He was the Raiders' #1 pick. And Mike White told us that he'll be used as more than just a third down back.
Everybody kind of wanted to pigeonhole this guy when he came to the Raiders as a, like you'll see Ronnie Harmon for the Chargers, a third down specialist. Well, he's not really a third down specialist. He's so good running the ball, you can't waste his talents on third.
First quarter in the books from Oakland, and we're scoreless. The Raiders and Chargers in the return to the Bay. Scoreless first quarter in Oakland. Dan Hicks with Randy Cross and the MetLife Blimp teaming up with NBC Sports, providing this beautiful area view of the Oakland Coliseum. Snoopy 2 doesn't require a home base, constantly on the road, logging over 60,000 miles a year as Oakland sets up at the Charger 41, second and 10. And Hostetler running left as a flag was thrown earlier. He's got lots of room inside the 20. And they mark him at the 16, but again, a flag is down as Hostetler picked up 18.
They're marking that ball down about the 23, 24-yard line, but the whole thing is going to be some sort of a jump off sides either way.
Pardon me. Offside defense. Penalty is declined. First down.
So the Haas scramble will stand.
Junior Seau trying to pressure, trying to make something happen, trying to time a blitz. Oops. And another great scramble by Jeff Hostetler. Another situation he could have gone down. He tried for the extra yards.
And Junior Seau played in just one preseason game. The last, he did have 9 tackles in that game, but he was dealing with a hamstring injury. He suffered in the very first practice for the Chargers, so Junior not necessarily 100%. And again, flags come out.
Encroachment. Defense prior to the snap. Number 94. 5 yards. Still first down.
Watch Chris Mims, number 94, right there. Just barely in front of the snap that hit is, but both these defensive linemen, especially on the inside of defensive tackle, when they're anywhere around the ball or the center, not only the Raider linemen, but the Charger linemen, love to take up all the ball they can. You look at Jerry Ball, you look at inside with Davis and Lee and Mims, they're going to be offsides half the time. It's a matter of whether or not they're going to call it.
First and 5. And the 12th play of this drive is Harvey Williams trying to find room around the right side and pick up the first down. I believe he got it. Brought down by Dennis Gibson, number 57 of San Diego.
First down, Raiders.
Watch coming from the backside, the right of the screen, the counter tray. Wisniewski, Jenkins, nice hole, good gain for the Raiders, and they're finding soft spots right now against one of the league's best run defenses.
Well, the injury report in on Gerald Perry, a broken right forearm. So the big left tackle will not return today. Williams, the lone setback. Another first and 10 from the 13. Williams up the middle, met head-on at the 10-yard line by Sean Gale. 11 seasons with Chicago, where he played a lot of positions in that secondary, but he's the guy the Chargers look to add some toughness to this secondary.
Well, that's what he was known for in Chicago. He was known as a banger. You got those safeties, the old tradition of Fensick and Plank and those guys, and he maintained that. He really brings it to this team right now, but, toughness isn't necessarily what they need so much in the middle. I think if you're not fast and tough in the middle, people are going to take advantage of it.
Center in motion, and that is who Haas goes to. And he is versatile. Caught 36 balls for the Bengals last year.
Well, he's been with the Bengals, he's been with the Seahawks, and he's with an offense right now, and Jeff Hostetler that is moving this ball around. Tim Brown is conspicuous by his lack of use right now. They're not getting the ball much to their best wide receiver. But what they're telling Dave Adolph and his Charger defense is we're going to get everybody the ball.
3rd and 3. Hostetler, and there is Tim Brown for the touchdown. And what a drive by the Oakland Raiders. 99 yards, and we hadn't seen a lot of Brown at all, and he caps it off.
Jeff Hostetler had the second best year of any Raider quarterback in their history. In this offense, with these receivers, he will have the best year of his career this year.
And this is Cole Ford, who is on the roster for the injured Jeff Jager. And he's got the point after. And Oakland strikes first in Oakland. 7-0.
2 points to make here. Watch the short roll to Hostetler's right to evade the pressure he's been getting. Great execution by Hostetler and a beautiful catch by Tim Brown working against Clark. But watch, if Tim Brown's arms are 38 inches long, right there they're about 39, 40 inches long. Watch him nab this ball and just snag it. Wow. That's what you expect from All-Pro Pro Bowl.
And it all came, the 99-yard drive after the interception thrown by Humphries. This is Andre Coleman from the 5, brought down quickly at about the 16-yard line. And that is where the Chargers will begin. Raiders lead it. Touchdown for Tim Brown. Sold out Oakland Coliseum. The Raiders on top 7-0. It was a great atmosphere coming into the game today. The tailgaters out. Some people dressed in the same T-shirts and garb that I'm sure has been in the drawer for 13-plus years. Humphries to the air on first down, and he swings it out. And it's complete to Papunu, and the Raiders converge on Papunu. Terry McDaniel led the surge. Jerry Ball also there.
Jerry Ball. Again, 1 yard. 2nd and 9.
Papunu catches this ball in the flat. They stand him up. Low bridge.
Terry McDaniel applying the hit. 2nd down, long 9. Give is to Harmon. Dances outside. And up close to the 30.
Brought down by Eddie Anderson.
Got an excellent block from Papunu. Eddie Anderson, the free safety, makes the stop.
Ronnie Harmon and Terrell Fletcher are going to be great change-up backs for Stan Humphries in this offense, because you've got to not only get him with linebackers in pass coverage, he's got incredible quickness, as does Fletcher, and they can make linebackers and defensive linemen with a little air around them look extremely bad, as they did there.
Another good year of numbers for Harmon. 58 receptions, tied for the team lead. And he's got the first down. Give to Means, left side, and he's across the 30, breaks loose across midfield, and they'll run Means out of bounds in Raider territory at about the 36. Eddie Anderson finally ran him out of bounds, but not before a 35-yard rip by Natrone.
Natrone Means, 5'10", 240 pounds. Asked him yesterday, hey, would you rather run over somebody or run around him?
First attempt.
Here's a 240-pound wiggle. That's when, if you're a defender, you're hoping, I hope nobody's watching, I know.
Well, Bobby Ross said, you know, there's been speculation that he'd be rusty, but he says he's a young guy. He'll bounce back easily. And up the middle is Rodney Culver, who didn't have a carry until game 15 last year with the Chargers, played his first 2 seasons with the Colts.
And one thing Ralph Friedgen right now, the offensive coordinator, is doing with the backfield of the Chargers is he's given the Raiders defense something to think about with his personnel. He's given them all kinds of different body types and body works to go at.
So 2nd down and short, call it 2. And Culver will call again, but he'll lose yardage. Met by a host of Raiders, led by Mike Jones.
Picked up by Mike Jones.
Well, it was just a good job because they had lined Alfred Papunu up as a fullback. And when your fullback can't get any momentum, can't make a hole, you're in trouble. Backside pull coming from Eric Moten, and you see Papunu, 86, just gets stuffed into the backfield.
Loss of 3, and that now brings up 3rd down and 6. Humphreys over the middle, Jefferson. Jefferson's got the first down and more. He's inside the 20. Gain of 13 for Sean Jefferson. His first year as a starter last year, really emerged with 30 catches.
The first down.
That's really
for
the value of a short passing game into a zone defense like this. You get a receiver open, and when he finds an open space, he is gone. You see McDaniel trying to trail him after he slips, but I really like what Ralph Friedman and Stan Humphries are accomplishing right now.
And again, it's Means dancing out to the left side. But a flag has been thrown. And the preliminary holding call against the Chargers.
Chester McLaughlin was about 3 yards deep in the backfield right after the snap. He almost totally disrupted that play. I think that's where that hold had to come from. Little reach back and grab.
So that will move the Chargers back.
Holding. Offense. Number 72. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
Holding call on Harry Swain. He's coming off knee surgery. We've talked so much about this injury-depleted offensive line for San Diego. He was only able to play in one preseason
from the
contract.
27.
It's just tough. You know, talking to Carl Mock, their offensive line coach, he says, my guys have no reps. You don't want them to have to learn on the fly like this. They've been together before. There's only one new guy in Eric Moten.
First and 20, and Humphreys is going to go down at the 40. Anthony Smith.
Anthony Smith, a defensive end that's been feared on the Raiders defense the last couple of years. John Fox, the coordinator, says this guy's sort of taking one for the team, being a backup nickel rusher. Not a regular player, but boy, do you have to love what the Raiders defense has answered with this last couple of plays right here. Chargers had something going. They were excited. They smelled the score. Want to see excited?
Loss of 12 as the Chargers backed up, 2nd and 31. Humphrey stumbles, regains his footing, and completes the pass. It's complete to Jefferson, who's able to strip away from one tackler. James Trapp on the stop for Oakland, gain of 13.
Gain of 13 yards to the 25.
There's Ralph Friedman calling this series of plays for the Chargers. A real challenge for a guy like Ralph when you get in these types of situations. You see that list in front of him, that little folder? Believe me, there's nothing in there that says, what do I call on 3rd and 18? You call a 10-yard pass and hope for a couple broken tackles.
Well, he called the shots when Bobby Ross was in the hospital in the preseason, but 3rd and 18. Humphreys looking for Mark Say, who was spun around by Terry McDaniel, incomplete. Well, bring up 4th down. John Carney comes onto the field for San Diego.
Well, short of a broken tackle, that wasn't going to be a first down, but it would have been a chip shot field goal.
18.
And this is far from a chip shot right now, about 43 yards.
For the Chargers.
43 yards is what this attempt will be.
Will attempt a 43-yard field goal.
For the All-Pro, John Carney into the win. It's enough leg, but it is just wide to the left. And the Oakland Raiders hold, and they continue to lead 7-0. And we welcome you back to Oakland, Raider fans. Happy about the 7-0 lead, 6:36 left.
Congratulations.
In the opening first half of this 1995 season, and a total yard story. Oakland on top with San Diego's had its opportunities. They got in a great scoring position before the Raider defense came alive. Hostetler passing on first down, and it is complete to Raghib Ismail, brought down by Dennis Gibson.
One thing you're going to see with this Raider offense, besides the going downtown, which will eventually get around to be assured, is these guys like Ishmael and Mike Brown remember what great punt returners they were. And a guy like Mike White knows if I can get the ball in these guys' hands 3, 4, 5 yards down the field, they have the ability to turn that into 40, 50-yard games.
Hostetler, 8 of 9 so far. This time they keep it on the grounds. Harvey Williams, short of the first down. It will bring up third down, brought down by Dennis Gibson. And the last highlight we can remember from Dennis Gibson, of course, was knocking down the pass, the Neil O'Donnell pass, on the goal line in the AFC Championship game, which propelled the Chargers into the Super Bowl, and then it went downhill from there.
Another good early test for this offensive line of the Raiders. Can they blow this big physical inside of the Chargers off?
By Hostetler, and he'll lose a few yards.
By Sean Lee.
9-yard loss. Sean Lee in there to help bring Hostetler down.
Now watch Sean Lee working on a little stunt game, they call it, inside. You work in, you got your end, Ray Lee Johnson coming inside, taking people with you, and you've got a clear shot to the quarterback.
Brings up 4th and 10.
Good push by the inside, nice stump by the left side.
Gossett. And once again, the punt. Andre Coleman stands back on his own 24. This one takes a Charger bounce. Raiders will down it at about the 37-yard line. Just a 30-yard punt by Gossett, and we'll be right back. Now some quick breaking news already we told you about on the NFL on NBC today. The Dolphins, no evidence of a salary cap violation. Then, of course, regarding Dan Marino, Raiders will fight the NFL's lawsuit. And Deion Sanders pressured by the video game company Sega about what uniform he'll finally wear for the '95 season. As the Chargers give it to Natrone Means. As they begin this series, Greg Biekert on the stop for Oakland. And there is Al Davis, president of the general partner. Behind him, Joseph Aliota. Right behind him there, the legal counsel of the Raiders. And who knows? Spoke to him this morning as the NFL and Oakland could be engaged in another battle, yet another battle. Second down. Chargers move on the ground once again. So,
and one way you can tell it's early in the season. The breaking news has absolutely nothing to do with football. Nothing. We're talking about stocks. We're talking about lawsuits. We're talking about video games.
And third down and 3. Ball at the 45 now for the Chargers. They trail it 7-0. And Humphreys, quick hitter over the middle to Tony Martin.
Pass is complete to Tony Martin.
And Martin, depending on where they spot it, close to the first down. And I believe he will get it. They do indeed move the chains. So first down for San Diego.
In 5 yards in the play.
And there is Bobby Ross, who just had the staples removed Friday night. Said he lost 8 to 10 pounds after the surgery, but said, I'll be there on the sideline all game long. Means on the first down as a flag comes in.
That's right there in the area of holding. And, you know, that's something this Raiders front line disrupted in the second game last year, the blocking patterns. And when guys start getting loose, you don't want them to hit your back. Guys reach out and grab. Carl Mock, the offensive line coach of the Chargers, I should say, is strongly disagreeing.
Offense, number 53, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
And that is on the offensive co-captain, Courtney Hall.
Right now, what Carl Monk has seen his offense do is get a penalty on this drive, got a penalty on the drive before that of holding. They can't right now get that sync going, get that rhythm going they're used to.
Already penalized 3 times for 25 yards. And this one incomplete to Martin, really on the wrong shoulder of Martin as he had to spin back in for the Humphreys pass.
Incomplete pass.
Here's Martin working against Lewis. Look how Lewis is positioned. He is positioned perfectly to cut off that inside type of route. Would have been a completion, but good point, Dan. Ball thrown badly behind Martin.
So now 2nd down and 20 for the Chargers. 2:33 left in the first half. Deep drop by Humphreys, and this time Martin has it. Almost stripped the tackle, and he's in the Raider territory. 19-yard gain.
A gain of 19 on the
Well, the reason a quarterback like Stan Humphreys goes right back to a Tony Martin. Last year in September, this guy went 99 yards with a reception. Big playability. Albert Lewis, wrap him up. Never gets near him. He gets the knees going and the speed started. You are not going to catch a Tony Martin.
And we've reached the 2-minute warning in Oakland. The AFC defending champs San Diego Chargers trail. Low scoring first half so far. Oakland on top 7-0. And San Diego now with a crucial 3rd down try here of about a yard. Both teams with the full complement of 3 timeouts left in this first half.
Attitude play for the Chargers. You don't need timing and coordination to blow off the ball and make a little crack for a 240-pound running back.
And there is Means, and Means has the first down.
A nice job by the offensive line of the Chargers. No penetration out of the Raiders. They blow right off the ball, get the helmets on the helmets. Watch a little bounce. A little bounce and spin, a little move out of the big fella there in the hole. Not something you expect out of a big physical runner in a short yardage situation, but that's what makes his whole package so dangerous.
Clock running, minute 30 left. Play action. Humphreys going deep downfield, going to Jefferson for the touchdown. 39 yards.
Touchdown, San Diego.
Beautiful pass by Stan Humphreys, but even better than that is the concentration of Jefferson at the last moment. That ball is laid in there just perfectly. Watch what happens. Motion inside. He'll end up on Hoskins, 20. Here comes the ball. Watch Hoskins' left arm. That's some good concentration and an absolutely perfect lay-in by Stan Humphreys.
And the reaction by Stan Humphreys as Carney tries to tie it up at 7 apiece. And Carney has the extra point, and the Chargers strike back in a hurry to tie it at 7 apiece. Late in the first half, 39-yard touchdown reception by Sean Jefferson ties it up. Coming up at halftime, it's the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report. Greg Gumbel, Mike Ditkin, Joe Gibbs, and Joe Montana ready to run down all the scores and highlights from this week number 1 in the NFL. Tommy to kick off. That is the Rocket. Calling it in, looking for some room around the 20 before he brought down.
Took the kickoff from the 4-yard
Brought down by Willie Clark of San Diego.
I mentioned earlier about Ralph Friedgen there and what a great job he did last year, and he's doing this year, anticipating and taking his shots. You saw a short one to Martin really set up the 3rd and short. You saw the short run by Natrone Means, and then bang! Humphrey stands in there like a stud, throws it right on the money. The execution goes to the players, but the thought and the planning goes to a great job of a longtime assistant of Bobby Ross. 18 years Ralph Friedgen's been with Bobby Ross, and it's a nice job by the coaching staff.
Hostetler buying some time and just throwing it away, stopping the clock with a minute 5 left, flag in the backfield.
He was still in the pocket right there. He had not gotten outside the tackles. They're going to get him for grounding.
There's no foul on the play. There was a receiver in the area. No intentional grounding called. Second down.
Wow. A receiver. Well, let's see if we can find one of Mike White's guys there that has an eligible number on near him. This is a sack waiting to happen. That is Harvey Williams. Ball's going over the top. Very nice call.
Hostetler with some room, and he'll go down to the 30-yard line, short of the first down, so it'll bring up third and short. Clock continuing to run under a minute. Oakland with all of its timeouts. And now the clock is stopped with 50 seconds remaining. And there's the timeout indicated by the Raiders.
This is a 40-second timeout.
So they have 2 left. And high above the sold-out Oakland Coliseum, the MetLife blimp contains over 70,000 cubic feet of helium, measures almost 50 yards in length from nose to tail. Good time to be flying over the Bay Area.
Our figures on head coach Mike White.
Sunday in
Pro
Oakland.
Football Hall of Fame.
It's absolutely a gorgeous day, a perfect football day in my opinion. Football days aren't 40 degrees and crisp.
Your
This
opinion.
is a perfect football day. You got some big pass plays. You got some hard hitting. Right here, you got third and short. You don't want to do anything dumb. Take a chance and put the ball at risk. Mike White does not want his quarterback, Jeff Hostetler, putting it where San Diego can get their hands on it and get quick points. If you throw a pass, it's high percentage.
There is Dave Adolph.
You're Dave Adolph, the Chargers defensive coordinator. You man up on those wide receivers and you attack with your linebackers.
Adolph, of course, spent the last 3 years as the defensive coordinator in Kansas City. From the 30. And that is a pitch to Napoleon Kaufman, and Kaufman picks up the first down yardage. The Huskies' all-time leader in rushing and all-purpose yards. Picks up the first time, and the Raiders in the hurry-up now.
If you're not going to take a shot down the field right now, what you want to do is keep the ball away from the Chargers.
And Hostetler dumps it over the middle of Kaufman, looking for more first down yardage. He's got it, and he's into Charger territory. 18-yard gain, and another timeout quickly called with 15 seconds left.
You know, Dan, as the Raiders move down here, obviously trying to set themselves up, Hostetler's thinking, let's get in field goal range. Remember, Jeff Jaeger last week in that last preseason game over at Stanford Stadium badly twisted his knee. It was an injury that was he first had in Minnesota against the Vikings, re-aggravated last week. And Cole Ford is now the kicker. Mike White says he has 50-plus range, but he wants at least 15 more yards for this guy.
They had a kicking contest in practice. It came down to Cole Ford, who was 7th-round draft pick by the Steelers, and also came down to him and Joe Negny, who is a left-footed kicker, and I think they felt a lot more comfortable, at least the holder Jeff Gossett, holding for a right-footed kicker. So Cole Ford gets the call. He went to USC, and they do have confidence in the strength of his leg.
Remember, anytime you get into these sort of prevent defenses like this, they tend to sort of try to funnel things towards the inside of the field, which gets you room in the inside of the field. Watch things in the dirt of the infield over the middle.
Hostetler pumps him and tries to run. And is brought down around the line of scrimmage as the clock stops now with just 7 seconds left.
Backup defensive tackle John Perella, number 97, and they're giving some of those other big guys a little blow.
And the Raiders have taken their third and final timeout of this half with 7 seconds left, faced with a second down and 11 from the Charger 49.
Now here's if you're Jeff Hostetler and Mike White on the sideline, you have a little bit of an advantage if you've got your guys like Hobbs and Jet and Tim Brown and Ishmael. You've got fast receivers. You've got 7 seconds left. You need a deep, long out. You need protection from Joe Bugle there's offensive line. And whatever you do, it better happen in 6 seconds or this half is over, and the last few plays have just been sort of an exercise.
Joe Bugle spent last year, the offseason, out of coaching for the first time in 30 years. Of course, the former head hog in Washington and the head coach of the Cardinals, but he's been in 3 Super Bowls. Hostetler going to the far side of the field. It's complete and out of bounds with 2 seconds left. Is Tim Brown. A flag has been thrown.
A penalty flag in the play.
That flag came out of deep first base up there at the top of the screen. And that says defensive holding to me. The play would put the ball on the 41-42, which would set up a long, or 36-37, a long field goal. Here's our penalty. Watch Shaw, the rookie, 29, Tim Brown. Talked about his technique. One of your techniques is holding as an offensive lineman or a defensive back. That was holding. They declined that penalty, and this is going to be a long first NFL field goal attempt for Cole Ford.
The way to indoctrinate yourself in the NFL, the rookie Cole Ford, who will have a little bit of a breeze behind him, but the 16-yard pass play to Brown gives him a shot.
And Alameda State Coliseum here is much like Candlestick Park across the bay. The wind swirls and moves. It moves all over the place. You got the flags on one side of the field are going to be spitting one way. The flags on the goalpost will spit the other. But you're going to see this thing left to right is the way the wind's blowing.
And it appears the hold will not have to be in the infield dirt of the configuration here at the Coliseum, where, of course, the Oakland Athletics play.
But the protection is in the dirt. One slip by an offensive lineman opens a big gap, and you get a block coming from the inside in these type of circumstances on a dirt infield.
And more conversation between Hantak and Hostetler and Tim Brown,
explaining the spotting on the ball and the declined penalty there to Hostetler and Brown.
Working out the kinks.
There was illegal contact on the defense. Number 29. Time ran out on the play. The offense must accept the penalty to have one untimed down. First down and untimed down.
I am sorry. Time did not run out on the clock, Mike White. When you see the tapes of this game, there will be 3 seconds left on the clock when Tim Brown goes out of bounds. They get another play, but it's a lot longer field goal. You're talking 61 yards this time, not instead of 52. And Mike White's got every reason to complain on this ruling right here. There was time left on the clock. And now you come in your 3 wides to the bottom of the screen and you just throw the ball into the end zone. You don't even try to kick it.
You forget about the field goal, so Cole Ford, after all of that, is back on the sidelines. Hostetler just throws it up and batted out of bounds. And that's the way the first half ends in Oakland.
by Eric Castle.
2 touchdown passes, one to Brown, one to Jefferson. And San Diego and Oakland are knotted at the half.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC Halftime Report. Brought to you by Domino's Pizza. When it's gotta be great and it's gotta be now, it's gotta be Domino's.
And we welcome you back to our NFL on NBC studios, along with Joe Gibbs, Mike Ditka, and Joe Montana. I'm Greg Gumbel. Let's run down scores and highlights for you, beginning with the game in Miami between the Dolphins and the New York Jets. 2 minutes to play in the first half in that game. The Dolphins leading at 14-7. There's Dan Marino looking for a Super Bowl trip this year. Scoreless in the second quarter. Running back Bernie Parmalee gets outside. And when he gets near the end zone, he takes a dive. 24-yard touchdown. Dolphins lead 7-0. Jets then fumbled away the ensuing kickoff. Marino capitalized. To Irving Fryer along the back of the end zone. 4-yard touchdown. Dolphins led 14-0. Second quarter, Parmalee, the ball carrier here. Watch him hit hard by Marvin Washington. That causes the fumble. Matt Brock recovers at the 3, walks into the end zone. The Dolphins lead 14-7 with 2 minutes to play in the game. Joe, what do you think about this game so far?
Well, so far, I'd say very uncharacteristic for Marino. I mean, he's thrown 2 interceptions, and actually, we talked about the Jets, you know, and Boomer being stripped of his receivers and people to work to, and that's really proven out here. But they've got 2 big turnovers and turned them both into scores, and they're hanging in the game here.
In fact, the New York Jets just scored. Boomer Esiason, a touchdown pass to the newly acquired Charles Wilson. 6-yard touchdown pass, and they've pulled to within 1 as they try for the extra point. I said 2 minutes to go in the game. It's 2 minutes to go in the first half, and it is now, the extra point is good, so the Jets have tied the Dolphins at 14 apiece. The Chargers at Oakland against the Raiders. Halftime score, the game that you're watching, it's a 7-7 tie. And Mike, this game is going to be certainly a game between 2 teams that you would expect are going to vie for the AFC West title.
Well, you know, I guess what is again, you can be an optimist or a pessimist. I mean, are they got good offenses, bad offenses, or good defense and bad defense? I don't know. You know, I would think hopefully they're playing good defense because both teams to me do not look that good. Now, I've heard all the comments about the new West Coast offense that the Raiders are running, but fine. That's all wonderful, but you got to run the ball somewhere in there effectively, and they don't look like they have a running game to me. I will say one thing. I think the Chargers look like they're playing better defense.
All right, Hostetler a TD pass, Humphreys a TD pass, 7-7 tie. In Chicago, the Vikings and the Bears are tied at 14 as they approach halftime at Soldier Field. In Seattle, Kansas City and Steve Bono leading the Seahawks by a score of 20-3 at halftime. Dennis Erickson pacing the sidelines in Seattle. Joe Montana's replacement, Steve Bono on the play action. Willie Davis, 60-yard touchdown, took the Chiefs up early. Steve Bono is looking very comfortable in his starting job.
Well, it definitely is. The thing that he has to do now is come on out and keep that thing going, keep the pressure on Seattle.
All right, Joe. And in Washington, the Redskins hosting the Arizona Cardinals and leading at halftime by a score of 10-7. We'll run down scores and highlights of the early games right after a message from the NFL and these words from your local station. Welcome back to our studios, everyone. Let's run down the early games on this first Sunday of the NFL season. Terrific games with 6 of the 8 finals decided by 3 points or less. We begin in Foxborough, where the Patriots trailed the entire game, then got a last-second touchdown to beat the Cleveland Browns. Patriots falling down on the job today? Well, the mascot was. Browns opening drive, 5th play, Vinny Testaverde to Michael Jackson. He has Maurice Hurst beaten, 70-yard touchdown catch, and the Browns grab a 7-3 lead. Now, 33 seconds left in the first half. Testaverde rolls out, goes back the other way, finds Jackson. Great catch, 30-yard touchdown. The Browns take a 14-6 lead into the locker room. 14-9 Cleveland, 2nd and goal, final seconds of the game. Curtis Martin takes the handoff. Watch the second effort. He breaks the plane to the goal line for the touchdown. After the 2-point conversion, the Patriots led 17-14, and that's how it ended. Joe Gibbs, what do you think of this game?
I think Bill Parcells is going to be excited for 2 reasons. He ran the football, and also his defense shutting out. Had a shutout in the second half, pitched a shutout. I think he's got to be excited right now about his team. He knows he's got Bledsoe, Meggett on the offense with Coates.
Patriots finished the season last year with 7 regular season wins. They're 8 in a row with this one today as a franchise record. Now, in New Orleans, the Saints hosting the 49ers and falling by 2, 24-22. Saints defense applied all kinds of pressure today. Steve Young sacked 5 times. 2nd and 8 in the second quarter. Scoreless game. Young to Jerry Rice. Short pass, long gainer. Rice finishes it off 50 yards worth. And with the extra point, the 49ers led 7-0. Niners got a scare when Steve Young had to leave the game with a neck injury in the first half. He did return in the second. Meanwhile, his replacement, Elvis Gerbach, didn't get off to a good start. This is Gerbach's first play from scrimmage. It's picked off. Sean Lumpkin returns 47 yards for the touchdown. The extra point attempt failed. It was 14-6 49ers. It was 17-9 in the third. Young started the second half on the opening drive, finishes off an 86-yard drive with his 4-yard pass to William Floyd, 24-9 at that point. The final score, 24-22. But you have to wonder about the 49ers just barely winning on the road in their opener.
49ers in the past have always had a tough time going into New Orleans and play. The games have always been close. They've come from behind a bunch to win down there. It's very difficult to play. I think the one concern the 49ers have to have is with their offensive line. I think they put a lot of pressure on Steve. They beat him up pretty well, and they got to be wondering when Harris Barton can get back in the lineup. They can't let Steve get beat up that way. He'll never make it through the season, and you don't want to play without him.
All right, Joe, the New Orleans Saints have lost 7 of their last 8 meetings against San Francisco. At Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh, the Lions go in and fall to the Steelers 23-20. Tough opening day for the Steelers. Rod Woodson to the locker room with a sprained knee. In the first half, Neil O'Donnell joins Woodson on the sideline, broke the pinky finger on his throwing hand on this play. It was 10-6 in the third. This is the opening drive of the second half. Bam Morris scored 2 touchdowns today. This one from 5 yards out, 13-10. Steelers in the lead. It was tied at 20 in the fourth quarter. 4 seconds left. The new Pittsburgh kicker, Norm Johnson, his third field goal of the game winner from 31 yards out. The final 23-20. But you had to wonder whether or not the Steelers were going to make it or not, as deep as they had to go in their quarterback ranks, Mike.
Well, I think also with losing Woodson, I mean, the injuries are going to hurt them. You lose O'Donnell, you lose Woodson. Those are 2 of their stars. Now, they came in with Tom Zach, and he played pretty well. He threw 1 interception, but also he got hurt. Now they come in with a third quarterback. This football team's got to be very happy to come out of there against, I think, a pretty good Detroit team with a win today. And I think a great addition to that football team is Norm Johnson, good kicker.
All right, Mike, now let's go to Indianapolis, where at the RCA Dome, the Bengals came up a winner in overtime today, 24-21. Is there a quarterback controversy brewing in Indy? Craig Erickson replaced by Jim Harbaugh after throwing 3 interceptions. 21-13 since the final seconds of the game. 4th and goal at the 5. Harbaugh to Flipper Anderson, 21-19. 2-point conversion attempt. Harbaugh to Floyd Turner. We're tied at 21 and going to overtime. Victorious on the Colts sideline? No. Doug Pelfrey, 47 yards out, his 5th field goal of the game in the overtime. The Bengals win it 24-21. Visiting team has won the last 10 meetings in this rivalry. Today it was the Bengals by 3, 24-21. At Lambeau Field in Green Bay, the Packers opener came up 3 points short. 17-14 the final score. The St. Louis Rams under new head coach Rich Brooks. Chris Miller, 2 touchdown passes, including this one to Alexander Wright. 30-yard scoring strike put the Rams up 14-7. They win on the road. The final score 17-14. So the Rams start off their St. Louis era on a positive note. In Jacksonville, the expansion Jaguars managed just 3 points today. The Oilers won it by a 10-3 score. Opening day records of expansion teams now 1-7. In Atlanta, the Falcons in overtime beat the Carolina Panthers 23-20, foiling the Panthers' bid for an opening day victory. And in Philadelphia, the Tampa Bay Bucks went into Philadelphia and ruined the debut of Eagles rookie head coach Ray Rhodes. The Bucks win it by a score of 21-6. And our NFL on NBC halftime activities continue.
Jeff Hostetler.
A low-scoring first half in the return to Oakland for the Raiders, tied with the San Diego Chargers 7 apiece. Hi again, everybody. Dan Hicks with Randy Cross in a rivalry which has been known for wide-open, high-scoring affairs. Are you surprised at the 7-all tie?
Don't give up. It's early. I look for both these teams to really put the ball in the air quite a bit in the second half. But, you know, we take a look at the stats for the first half. Something really jumps out at me when I look at these stats, and that is basically from the Raiders' side of the ball.
These are the Coors Light halftime stats.
Raiders, 80 yards rushing. Jeff Hostetler has 46 of those 80 yards rushing. They have yet to establish an aggressive running game, but you have to be impressed with what they're doing right now with the short passing game and the long ball right now that was completed by Stan Humphries. It's been an impressive half, but it sets up some fireworks in the second half.
Well, let's go back down on the field and join Jim Gray. Jim?
Okay, thank you very much, Dan. Well, let's clear up what happened there at the end of the first half. The referee, Dick Hantak, felt that there was time on the clock. That's why he allowed the field goal unit to come out for the Raiders, Cole Ford. They came out, there was supposed to have been 3 seconds left on the clock. Right before they got into the huddle, the line judge came over and told Hantak, and he keeps the official time, the line judge does, said that there was no time remaining on the clock. Hantak didn't know who was right, the scoreboard, but he has to go with the official timekeeper, who is the line judge. He ruled that there is no time left, therefore they were awarded the 1 play on the penalty. Dan?
Thank you, Jim. Discrepancy between the on-the-field timer and the stadium clock, and Andre Coleman will await Cole Ford's kickoff to begin this second half.
Remember, one of the rule changes here in '95, you haven't heard much of it, but kickers now on kickoffs are under the clock. They start the 25-second play clock, and kickers have 25 seconds to hit that kick instead of standing back there stretching and wasting all our time.
Oh, how do you really feel about it? Cole Ford denied the first half field goal attempt, and Coleman comes up the field at about the 7-yard line. And he winds his way through the infield dirt to about the 34-yard line, and that's where the Chargers will begin their first possession of the second half. And the first half numbers on these quarterbacks, Humphries and Hostetler.
The big difference between the two, that 39-yard touchdown pass to Jefferson from Humphries. A balanced attack. Some mistakes and penalties have hurt this offense momentum-wise, but balance between passing and running.
And the first call goes to Natrone Means, and he is dragged down from behind. Big Nolan Harrison, 6'5", 290 was there, and now the Raiders think they have the ball. Jerry Ball has the football.
I don't know if it's a fumble, but you aren't getting it away from Big 93. Raider ball.
Pat Swilling came in and stripped it away from Means.
Watch, Nolan Harrison gets the jersey from the back. The arms keep pumping. The legs keep pumping. There comes Swilling. There goes the ball. Good team defense. Good stripping of the ball from the backside by Pat Swilling. And folks, he didn't do much in Detroit, but number 56 is back on defense here for the Raiders.
Comes up with a huge turnover to begin the second half. And now Oakland deep in Charger territory. Hostetler going down the sidelines and overthrows Darryl Hobbs. So there was a look at the vertical game early for Oakland. And the second turnover of the game. Of course, Humphries was intercepted in the first half, and then that turnover there. So 2-0 in favor of the Raiders in the turnover department as Means was stripped by Swilling.
You saw that last play. They took that shot down the field. That's the mentality I love. You get a turnover, you get the momentum, go for the throat. Go for a big play right away.
Second down at 10, Harvey Williams along the right side. Harvey Williams, 983 yards last year, were more in his first 3 years combined in the NFL. But he has not done a lot today. As you mentioned, Hostetler's the leading rusher. Well, Magic Johnson on hand for this opener in Oakland.
Who says you got to be in L.A. to have celebrities in an athletic event?
The third down and 6. Hostetler trying to connect with Ismail, incomplete. And that will bring up fourth down.
Wow, a lot of contact there by Willie Clark, so I guess there wasn't a flag. You got to call that a great defensive play. But before the ball arrives, there is some jostling and hitting coming from number 31. Clark was there with the arms wrapped around Ismail there before the ball ever got there. The officials ruled no foul.
So now Cole Ford will have the chance at his first NFL field goal.
Kicking out of the dirt, too, Dan. He's with the wind, but he's out of the dirt. Causes low trajectories for most kickers.
Gossett to hold at the 37, so a 47-yard attempt. And it's good. Cole Ford from 47 yards out. And the Raiders take the 10-7 lead on the strength of a rookie kicker.
San Diego Chargers, 7.
Jam-packed Coliseum in Oakland, watching Cole Ford, the rookie kicker, filling in for Jeff Jager. There is Jager watching from the sidelines. He just connected on what they say is a 46-yard field goal to put the Raiders up 10-7. Andre Coleman brings it out for the Chargers. And another flag, a late flag, comes in on the infield dirt as the tackle was made by James Folston.
Penalty flag at the end of the play. Penalty is against San Diego.
And a preliminary indication against the Chargers. So it was the Raiders who had the NFL record 156 yards in penalties last year.
Illegal block on the return, number 44, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Hey, you make a good point, Dan. It's going into this game, you'd think that was one of Mike White's huge objectives was to limit the penalties. And so far, it's been Bobby Ross's Chargers making the penalties, making the mistakes at the key times. This puts Humphries and Means in this entire offense in a bad hole right now where they're going to get it out far enough to really take some shots. They're almost limited just to run.
Eric Castle was called for the penalty for San Diego. Humphries throwing this one away. Tony Martin was there, but Humphries just simply throwing it away. And he was pressured.
Watch him in the pocket. He's looking, he's looking. Feet start getting a little happy. He knows it's coming. While Fredrickson from the backside gets in there, but that ball is gone.
And they like Fredrickson. First-round pick last year out of Michigan State. NFL all-rookie team. Part of a young linebacking core for Oakland. Means. And he'll lose more.
Terry McDaniel, little team defense. Raiders showing blitz. Everybody on the line, 8-9-man front, and watch the fill by McDaniel from the outside. Good tackle, stops momentum, holds on, gets plenty of help.
Third down and 14. McDaniel just off his third straight Pro Bowl appearance, second straight as a starter, and he's got the Chargers in a hole. And a timeout called by San Diego. And we'll be right back to Oakland, 10-7 Raiders. Well, Oakland Raider fans have waited more than 13 years to cheer like this. Stan Humphries just called the timeout as the crowd got loud. And we'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching Seattle and Kansas City. Kansas City up 27-3. Much tighter ball game here. The Raiders up 10-7. Third down for Humphries and the Chargers, and it's dropped. Mark Say not able to hang on.
A little short roll by Humphries, and that ball was just a little bit out of Say's wheelhouse, but he should have had it. That's when you can tolerate in the preseason. You can't tolerate in the regular season. Good poise, good setup, fires the ball. That's right through the arms on the backside. That should have been caught.
And Nolan Harrison shaken up for Oakland. But the Raiders with another chance to get excellent field position as Darren Bennett is backed up in the end zone. He's got a great strong leg from that Australian rules football. He'll need it here.
You don't get this kind of noise and pressure in Australian rules football, though. Backed up in the end zone.
End over end, Tim Brown comes up to the Charger 45. He's already inside the 35. 34-yard punt by Bennett, who did not get all of that. 12-yard return by Brown before he's brought down by Eric Castle. So Oakland in good shape again. They lead it 10-7. Which one is it? Welcome back to Oakland. Raiders up 10-7. 12:35 left in the third quarter. And a reminder, an NFL on NBC doubleheader next Sunday. Miami, New England. These Raiders at RFK to take on the Redskins. And in the second half, Denver and Dallas at 4 o'clock Eastern time. Something to look forward to next Sunday on the NFL on NBC.
A late game, Denver and Dallas. Be kind of a good welcome to the NFL again as a head coach for Mike Shanahan and those Broncos.
Inside the Charger 35, another flag is thrown. Harvey Williams bounces out to the outside.
Get our first Raider penalty here. A little motion.
Mike White, Bay Area guy through and through.
Two men moving at the same time. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Quarterback coach and offensive line coach for the Raiders. Born in Berkeley, California, and has spent all of his coaching career in the Bay Area. Dream first NFL job, especially back in Oakland to coach the Raiders. So first and 15. Hostetler steps up.
Pass is rolled incomplete.
That'll be an incomplete pass. Chargers scramble for it as we take a look at some of the rest of the scores. The Patriots over the Browns in their season opener, and I know you're interested in that one, Randy. 24-22. The Niners hold on.
Here's a big one here. Pittsburgh comes back and beats Detroit 23-20.
How about this one? The Bengals go into the RCA Dome in Indianapolis and win it in overtime. Clock really shut down in that one.
Second and 15. That's blitz, stunts, games. Get after the quarterback down.
And Hostetler going down to Ismail and some contact at about the 3-yard line, but no call.
No, that was both ways. Both guys looking back at the ball. You run up on the back of a receiver like that. You run into the back of a defensive back in that case. You cannot call pass interference.
Willie Clark on the coverage of Ismail.
Watch the very end here. This is just double speed, double concentration, and incidental contact. Unless you're a home fan.
So Willie Shaw, second year out of Notre Dame, getting some playing time, along with the rookie, Terrence Shaw, in this revamped Charger secondary. 3rd and 15 now. Hostetler holding in, going downfield, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Darryl Hobbs. And Hobbs had a step or two.
They're going after Terrence Shaw once again, going deep. Had Hobbs on an outside type pass in the last possession. This time, see that step Terrence Shaw was worried about? Hobbs had him. The ball didn't get there. Shaw was beat. The Raiders will remember that. First half Raiders, though, short, efficient passing. Second half, they're going deep.
So now, Gossett on the punt. He'll send this one to the right corner.
Roll the touchback.
And it'll be a touchback as another flag has been dropped at the 45. What an opener for Dick Hantak, huh?
There's a penalty flag in the backfield.
And that is Jeff Gossett arguing with Hantak.
It's going to be holding against the Raiders.
So penalty number 2.
If you got a kicker like Gossett.
Holding on the offense. Number 51. Penalty is declined. First down, San Diego on the 20-yard line.
As good as Jeff Gossett is dropping the ball inside the 10 and 20, you got to turn that out and take it at the 20. Jeff Gossett fired up. He thinks he dropped this ball inside the 5 moments ago. He's getting in the official's face. Mike White says, no, back. Is he listening? No. Who do you get? Get Big Gogan in there. He's going to listen to Gogan and get out of the official's face.
I would too. It's 6'7", 320 pounds. Chargers set up at the 20. And Humphrey swings it out to Papunu, and Papunu with good first down yardage and more. 14-yard gain for Papunu in his 4th year out of Weber State.
When the last 2 possessions this Charger offense has had the ball, they've had 4 plays, -3 yards, and a Natrone Means fumble. So Stan Humphries and company needs to get this ball established, start getting some rhythm going. This is one of the NFL's most impressive offenses when it's running right. When Means is pounding it, and when Friedgen's calling the right plays, and when Humphries is throwing the passes, but when it's off, it is off.
And Means fighting for yardage across the 35. Beakered in there, and a host of Raiders making the stop.
The Natron stats right now, we mentioned the fact that he's got the fumble. That's a little bit deceiving, the 10 for 52, only that, remember, one of those carries was 35 yards. So now he's got 9 for 17 on the other ones. Good job inside by the Raiders defensive line. We mentioned last time they played in San Diego, they shut Natron down inside. Except for that one big run, they're shutting the big guy down inside.
That's right. The last meeting held to a season low, 41 yards. As you look at Dwayne Young, who was shaken up on the play, 47 total for the team in that game. 2nd and 7 for the Chargers. Humphries to Martin, and Martin's got the first down up to the 48. Gain of 12.
You're seeing a little change in the Chargers offense this year early so far. Say was the go-to guy. So far today, it's Tony Martin, and a great call by Ralph Friedgen. Good execution by Humphries here. Good protection by the offensive line. The Raiders had the blitz coming. 7 guys coming after Humphries. Nobody got even within breathing distance.
Chased and grabbed down from behind by Mike Jones.
Tell you what, though, Dan, if you got your druthers and you're a defensive coach, you want Natrone Means going sideways. You don't want him going forward, being able to put those moves on and use that speed and use that strength. You want your defense to force them out to the outside and force them into the arms of the waiting guys, the safeties and the cornerbacks, and that's exactly what John Fox there, bent over with the headset on, is getting out of his defense, his good, strong, aggressive team tackle.
His 2nd year with the Raiders, he used to run the defensive secondary in San Diego just a few years ago. Play action by Humphries, plenty of time, and then almost caught before throwing the ball away. And
that's gonna be
gonna call it.
Dan Humphries doesn't like it. But there was nothing but defensive and offensive linemen over the spot. He threw that ball. He was just doing that to avoid a sack.
So Gossett a moment ago, steam. Now Humphries and Ross fuming.
Well, no doubt the point that Stan and Bobby are making is, hey, he's in the pocket. Our guy's there. He's standing in there. Here comes Swelling. The pocket breaks down. We got a little tussle going on between Swelling and Eric Moten. Moten's sort of the enforcer on this offensive line for the Chargers, and if he's the fire and he's the enforcer, he needs to spread it around to Bobby Ross's offensive line right now.
So the loss of down brings up 3rd down and 20. flag at the line of scrimmage as Humphrey's pass is completed to Tony Martin. But we'll hear from Hantak again.
It's easy to play smart in the first half. It's a lot harder in the second half when fatigue and the muscles start telling your mind.
Offside. Defense, number 56, lined up in the neutral zone. 5 yards. Repeat the down. Third down.
Pat Swilling, the former NFL Defensive Player of the Year in '89.
John Fox, the defensive coordinator there, is real excited about the play he got in the preseason out of Pat Swilling. He's got to be very excited about what he's seen of Swilling so far today. A 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20. You know the Swillings and company are going to be coming right here. This is prime territory to go after the quarterback.
And the crowd wakes up again. Another flag. And over the head of Sean Jefferson.
I think what you have is more of the same. You've got lining up offsides again.
He relayed the call.
Offsides. Defense, number 56, lined up in the neutral zone. 5 yards. Repeat the down. Third down.
Swilling again.
You know, there are two different type of penalties here Mike White considers for the Raiders. There's aggressive type penalties and there's dumb penalties. Mike White will definitely put those last two in the dumb penalties. You know, Floyd Peters, the defensive line coach, they drill and they drill and they drill. It's very simple. Don't line up on their side of the ball.
Humphreys just throwing this one away down the sideline. Say was in the vicinity, but there was good pressure by Anthony Smith, and Humphreys really took a pop.
I tell you, the first pressure comes from Chester McLaughlin on the backside. And the whole setup, high-low splatter comes from Anthony Smith with a little help in the backside from McLaughlin.
So this Charger drive will expire at the 49. Tim Brown back deep at his 11. Another chance to see Darren Bennett. Over in falls at the 21. Brown lets it roll out of bounds at about the 17. 39-yard punt by Darren Bennett. But the Raiders continue to hold on to a 10-7 lead.
On the punt.
8:42 left in the third. Oakland holding on to the 10-7 lead. 1,200 feet floating high above Oakland Coliseum. The MetLife blimp Snoopy 2. Captains Lee Bradbury and Matt Elkins at the control. Cruising around the Coliseum, high above, around 35 miles an hour. And that is where the Raiders will begin, at the 17. And Natrone Means and the Chargers, 2 turnovers, and he accounted for one of them. The other one was an interception by Humphreys. Through the middle is Harvey Williams. And Harvey Williams hasn't exactly gotten off today either. Leslie O'Neal in to make the stop, put the clamps down on Harvey Williams.
I'll be interested to see the approach the offensive coaches for the Raiders decide to take here. Remember, first half, we lauded them for their great short passing game and their patience. Not much patience in the second half so far. They've been throwing the ball down the field and haven't done much at all, still running the ball.
Hostetler gets rid of it. Another flag comes in as Williams makes the reception.
Brought down by Junior Seau.
Going to be holding, I think, against the Chargers, the Raiders' offensive line.
Boy, and after we lauded Oakland for not getting penalties, they have certainly begun to mount up for Mike White's team.
Holding. Offense, number 66, penalized half the distance to the goal line. Repeat the down. Second down.
Well, let's take a look at this. Kevin Gogan right there at right guard. Let's see what happens with this. Working against Sean Lee. Got that left arm hooked around the throat. It's a good chokehold, but it's not much of a block.
Hogan, massive 6'7", 320-pound guy, former Cowboy, started for the two-time Super Bowl champs in his second year in Oakland, second and 17. Hostetler incomplete, but then into the hands of Darryl Hobbs. 16-yard gain. Rodney Harrison made the stop, but the tip drill by the Raider wideouts.
How appropriate is it when you get a tip pass like this? It goes for a completion in a Raiders game. Back to the old immaculate reception against him when Franco Harris did it to him. Ball thrown over the middle. Bing, bing, that's why you practice it. And believe me, folks, they practice tip drills like that as receivers.
Brown to Hobbs for the 16-yard gain. And I forgot Hostetler, which started it. Third and short now. And Hostetler will throw and pick up the first down. The far side of the field. It's complete to Harvey Williams. Good pressure by Sean Lee, but Hostetler's able to get rid of it.
Remember, Sean Lee was working against Gogan when he got that holding penalty a couple plays ago? Watch the burst out of the defensive tackle. No one blocks him in Hostetler's face. One thing you don't want to do as an offensive coach is run a toughness test on your quarterback, and this is a toughness test. Plays like that can tweak little shoulders out of position and whatnot. It can really be dangerous on a quarterback's well-being physically.
Hostetler sacked 42 times last year, and he has taken a pounding. Play action. Over the middle. Again, it's Williams. And Williams close to the 35. Brings up second down. Dennis Gibson on the stop for the Charger defense.
Dennis Gibson.
An interesting difference in this Raiders offense so far today. On tapes we saw during the preseason, when they went long, it was basically long or nothing. So far today, they're running the receivers off on the outside long, but they're getting the running backs and the tight ends in position over the ball to bail Jeff Hostetler out so he can get a completion, get rid of the ball.
Give to Williams. That'll bring up third down. Glenn Young on the stop.
Well, Glenn Young made the stop, Dan, but once again, Sean Lee was in the backfield, almost at the exchange point. You don't want to make moves in your backfield if you're a running back. You want to get past the line of scrimmage. Watch this. Whack. Got to make that move. Got to run around Gogan. More than likely, got to go to the ground.
Great spin move by Sean Lee at 300 pounds. These guys can certainly move.
I won't belabor this, but that is a program rate.
Third down and 5. Over the middle and incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
James Jett.
Intended for James Jett.
Was the intended receiver. And Perella providing some pretty good pressure that time by the Charger defensive line.
Right now, in the game of physical momentum and physical dominance, San Diego has stepped to the plate a little bit defensively. They are physically taking their game to the Raiders. Physically, they're dominating the Raider offensive line, at least on that series.
There's Andre Coleman. Back at his 22. Jeff Gossett, high, towering punt. Fair catch called by Coleman. In the dirt, drops it, and the Raiders have it. 57. Rob Holmberg comes up with a loose football.
Another one of those young, aggressive Raider linebackers you talked about earlier, Dan, and Bobby Ross just saw a cardinal sin by his punt returner, Coleman. High, hanging punt, and drops right through his chest. Never hit his hands. Hands clap together, ball catches chest, and Raiders get ball.
Third turnover by San Diego.
Good technique, special teams wise. You see one guy goes around, one guy stays in front. That's in case of a muff, in case of a drop. Exactly the right technique.
And Napoleon Kaufman in the backfield for the Raiders. But they fake the run up the middle. Hostetler to the far side, and it's complete to Tim Brown. Terrence Shaw, the rookie, having some extracurricular activity with Brown after the 11-yard reception.
He's just trying to establish to the veteran maybe the point that, hey, you can pick on me by throwing the ball, but don't be talking too much to me when you do it. I don't like that. Good execution, though. I love what Hostetler's doing. Look at Brown. I'm going to get in your face. Well, come on, bring it.
He liked Terrence Shaw's poise and character.
I like his attitude.
First down at the 16 for the Raiders. And up the middle for Oakland is Kaufman, and he coughs up the football, and the touchdown has been indicated.
They're ruling the ball, breaks the plane, 6 points Raiders. Remember the physical dominance I talked about before that punt? Physically dominating front line of the Raiders on that play. Stretch, ball's over, no fumble, 6 points.
Great play by the rookie out of Washington, Kaufman. And another rookie, Cole Ford, with a point after. And Oakland is charged out to a 17-7 lead.
Watch the ball itself. Good run by Kaufman. Breaking tackles. Knees aren't down. Ball is over. That was a touchdown. Good call.
And Mike White told us that we would see Napoleon Kaufman more than just a third down back. That was a 16-yard rip up the middle, exclamated by a great second effort.
And an excellent job up front. Junior Seau was taken out. Perella was taken out. Sean Lee, who has such a good series before, was taken out. And then it was the great gifted talent of a young running back, Napoleon Kaufman. All that set up by that fumble by that man right there. Coleman on the punt return. The Raiders made 2 points there. One, we're going to keep trying to pick on the rookie Shaw on the outside, and two, we're bringing our running game to life.
Well, Coleman with a chance here at the 3. And weaving his way through traffic, gets it across the 25-yard line. So now with 3:34 left, San Diego trailing by 10. As we take a look at the rest of the scores, final scores in. Bengals with a big win over the Colts in Indianapolis in overtime. St. Louis Rams over the Packers.
A critical possession, I think, for the Chargers right here, just from a confidence standpoint. They need to move the ball. They need to establish their offense. They don't need to score, per se, on this play. They need to stop getting stuffed is what they need to do.
And Humphries will roll left and pass on first down, and a great defensive play in the secondary by Eddie Anderson. Sean Jefferson took a shot immediately when the ball was there.
Well, if you watch your Friday Night Baseball on NBC time to time, you'll see that bang-bang first base play. That's a bang-bang play. The ball is hitting at the same time the defender is from the rear.
Eddie Anderson already with an interception of Humphries comes up with a big play there. Second down and 10. Means on the right side, this time finding a little bit of room, but not much. Dropped at the 30-yard line by Rob Fredrickson. In '94, this Raider defense ranked 10th, 9th against the run. Huge defensive front.
The key here, though, is one of the new guys will be Pat Swilling coming on one side, Anthony Smith on the other side. And how can they get the ball to Ronnie Harmon?
3rd and 6, and the Chargers will pick up the first down. It's complete to Marseille. And Marseille across the 40, gain of 17.
Well, we mentioned the fact that they've been throwing the ball a lot to Martin, number 81. What they did there, they flooded that side of the field with not only Martin, but also with Ronnie Harmon. When they did that, it left a hole underneath open for Marseille. A nice, efficient job right there by Humphries.
Tied with Ronnie Harmon for the lead in receptions for San Diego last year with 58. Also second on the team with 6 touchdowns. Saying his 4th year at Long Beach State. Ralph Friedgen, what does he call here? 1st and 10 from the 49.
Got a long list of choices here, but one of the great choices to get going is his big running back, number 20.
There he is, but Means able to skirt one tackler in the backfield, but is dropped at the line of scrimmage. Beekert.
Pretty consistently now, we're seeing the Raiders' defensive line and linebackers penetrating into the backfield. Watch 94, Anthony Smith deals with the tackle, sheds them off. I mean, that's good defensive football. That's stopping a big, powerful back before he gets a chance to get going.
Beekert, a new father. His wife gave birth Friday morning. He wasn't at practice, obviously, but having a big game on Sunday. And connecting Humphries does to Jefferson there, and Terry McDaniel comes in to make the stop. Very close to the first down marker.
And right now, from a confidence standpoint, this is just what the doctor ordered for the San Diego offense. They've sputtered and had their problems, and right now Stan Humphries is accurately throwing the ball. Ralph Friedgen is giving him the plays and the wherewithal to make this thing work. And if they have a missing component, the missing component off that list in front of Ralph Friedgen is an effective Natrone Means.
They got the first down. Some miscommunication there. John Jefferson maybe was thinking out along the sideline, and maybe out and up was on Humphries' mind.
Quarterback was thinking hook and go, and receiver was thinking just hook.
Simple as that. Bobby Ross, 2 of the last 3 years, AFC West Division champion, went to the Super Bowl last year. And in this current drive, the 7th play, already more than 3 minutes. Tony Martin, the short pattern into the middle. Albert Lewis makes the stop for Oakland as the final seconds begin to run down of this 3rd quarter.
A gain of 8 yards.
If Bobby Ross and his offense are going to take advantage of this Raiders defense the way they are right now, they're going to do it with that type of passing. Short, inside, over the middle. Between McDaniel and Lewis, these are some great quality corners. You're not going to beat them deep. Take advantage of a soft spot in the middle.
3rd and short, call it 2. They just get the play off. Means will be short.
This time it's Jerry Ball in the backfield. Made him move and set up a stuff by Mike White's defense.
And that's the way the 3rd quarter ends. 10 points by the Raiders in the 3rd quarter, and we'll be right back after these messages from your local station. Dan Hicks, Randy Cross with you. Start of the 4th quarter in Oakland. The Raiders up by 10, 17-7. 4th down and a less than 2 for the Chargers. Going for it. Not able to come up with a first down. Eddie Anderson again on the coverage. Tony Martin, the intended receiver, and the Raiders take over on downs.
I'll be honest, I don't know where that was coming from. I thought maybe you're trying to draw them off sides, but you come out in a split formation, you put your best runner in motion, and then you just sort of try to throw it across the field. Humphries obviously wants to discuss with somebody about the pattern they ran, because he can't be complaining about any kind of coverage mistakes.
Eddie Anderson took a shot, which you just saw on the replay. He's helped off the field. And now the Raiders take over.
There's a confidence and momentum killer for the Chargers offense.
And they'll keep it on the ground. Harvey Williams loses a few. Sean Lee in the backfield again.
Sean Lee is seriously busting out right here in this part of the football game. The last couple of possessions with what he's doing up front. And, you know, the Raiders want to get a look at their running backs. But, you know, when you start seeing defensive linemen 2-3 yards in your backfield here in 98, you know, what kind of look can you get? The Raiders want to know, is this our guy? Is Harvey Williams our running back? Well, nobody's your running back if the offensive line can't keep the defensive line out of your backfield.
Lee had to sit out of the AFC Championship game last year due to the left knee injury he suffered. Did start in the Super Bowl, however. 2nd and 13, Williams again, and this time he's got more room, close to the 40. Glenn Young, first-year man out of Syracuse.
Well, you know what he had there, Dan? He had more company in the backfield, but you're supposed to have company in the backfield on a draw. Watch the lead block by Fenner. Watch the draw blocks by the offensive line. Gogan. Fenner gets a nice lead block right there on Junior Seau. Young comes in for the backside for the tackle. But that gives you an idea what kind of a running game you can get when by design you can move the defense out of the backfield.
And on 3rd and 2, Kaufman has replaced Fenner. He's the lone setback. And the pitch to Kaufman. Stops on a dime on the left corner in the infield dirt and gets close to the first down before Perella stops him.
The one thing to remember about Kaufman, remember we said he's not a third down back? Well, really what he is a change of pace. He's quick, he's active, and he's got good running instincts because that play was designed to go outside. He knew he only needed 2 yards. He cut up into a soft spot and got a lot more than 2.
First-round pick out of Washington has a 16-yard touchdown run to his credit. And Harvey Williams is back in the backfield for Oakland on 1st and 10. Quick drop by Hostetler, tipped at the line of scrimmage. Intended for Tim Brown.
Down at the line of scrimmage.
Here goes our guy Sean Lee again inside a defensive tackle. Got his hands up. Because this play was very well designed and about to be well executed. Working against Wisniewski. There's Lee, 98. Well, actually, he put his hands up, but it batted off his face.
They nicknamed him Grizzly. And he has been roaring all afternoon in Oakland today.
I love these nicknames, but I bet they don't say it to their face.
And this is Fenner. And Fenner, did he drop the football?
Yeah.
And the Chargers now indicating that they have picked up the loose ball, and the officials come in to try to unravel things.
That ball was out before Fenner hit the ground.
Leslie O'Neal on the tackle.
Penetration again in the backfield, trying to run a backside counter tray. Watch the ball. It's out. That is a fumble. Right into the arms. Bo Orlando, 26, is right there on the spot.
But they're calling it no fumble, and the Raiders still have the football.
2 yards.
So a questionable call indeed.
3rd and 8.
3rd and 8. 3rd and 8, so a gain of 2. They say the Raiders got that ball. Little pile crawl by somebody getting that ball down below because Orlando had it.
Brown in motion. Kaufman below setback. Hostetler going down the deep far sideline looking for Kerry Cash. And a flag has been dropped just after Hostetler took a shot. Sean Lee, guess who?
Yeah, he took that shot right down low. That's why that ball floated out of there like that. And it's going to be holding against the Raiders. Holding against Gogan, working on Sean Lee.
Rolling into Hostetler.
That's a dangerous position, and it's almost a bonus being in the dirt that your foot would move out like that. On AstroTurf, that's a knee injury.
Holding. Offense. Number 66. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Jeff Gossett.
So Gossett on to punt from the infield dirt. Andre Coleman. Back at the 10. 12:04 left in the game. Raiders on top, 17-7. Good punt this time by Gossett, turning it over. And the Raiders will pin him back. That was Bruce Pickens, who just about caught the punt in the air by Gossett. 50-yard high-hanging punt by Gossett, and the Chargers will start deep again. Welcome back to Oakland on the East Bay. More than 13 years since the Raiders played here and leading 17-7. The only score of the game for the Chargers back in the second quarter, 39-yard scoring strike from Humphreys to Jefferson. And with 11:53 left, the Chargers will start deep at their own 6 and with more noise from the fans. And Means along the left side. Gain of 1 or 2. And a look at what Natrone Means has done. First half, 52 yards, and really shut down in the second half.
Remember, one of those carries in the first half was for 35 yards. So that's basically, six rushes for 17 in the first half and 8 for 9. So, I mean, the defensive line has shut down Natrone Means.
Humphreys throwing from his own end zone, and pass complete to Tony Martin.
That's going to be your
flag has been thrown.
Dan, that's your new rule about hitting the quarterback and leading with your helmet. Justin McLaughlin, personal foul, leading with the helmet into the quarterback's face.
The crown of the helmet, top crown of the helmet, is indicative of the new ruling.
Personal foul. Defense, number 91, hit the passer in the head with the face mask. 15-yard penalty at the end of the run. First down.
See that? Dip the head. Helmet hits Humphreys right in the side of his face mask. Nice call. Led with the head, and that's a perfect call. Remember one thing. I want to make a point right here about this team, this Charger team, since Bobby Ross has gotten here. This team has absolutely no give-up. This team has absolutely no quit in it. They've been down plenty of times. There's no time for anybody on this team to be discouraged because they know they can come back. They've won plenty of games coming back.
And they tack the 15 yards on, so the ball all the way up to the 39. And the inside handoff to Harmon. Nolan Harrison puts the clamps on Harmon.
Nolan Harrison on the tackle.
10:30 to go. Raiders scored the only points of the third quarter to pull ahead after a 7-7 halftime tie. They have a 17-7 lead on Bobby Ross's Chargers.
Bobby Ross refers to this as a bonus game. It's winning a road game. It's winning a division game. It's winning a conference game, and it's winning a Raider game if he can pull it off.
Humphreys to the air, trying to thread the needle, but incomplete. He wanted Dwayne Young, his tight end, Derek Hoskins, and Greg Beekert converged on Young.
And that's nice defense against a very fine throw by Stan Humphreys, because that ball was put in the spot. There was one spot with that coverage and that pattern where the ball could be that had a chance to be caught, and Stan put it in the perfect spot.
And that'll bring up 3rd down and 8. For Stan Humphreys. He got off to that great start last season, if you remember. Player of the month in September after leading the Chargers to a 4-0 start, but in a hole here in the season opener in 95. And on the run, looking for Martin downfield. And I'll be interested to see the replay on that. If there was a hand in front of Martin,
that was
James Trapp was there.
Dan, that was pure blind luck by James Trapp.
4th down, 8 yards to go.
I mean, they had James Trapp beaten like he stole something. Oh, he just happens to put the arms up at the right time. Martin had to come back just a fraction for that ball. If he's led, it's 6 points.
So the Chargers have to punt it away. Bennett to Brown.
And this 30-year-old rookie really needs to nail one here.
And that's more of an indication of the strength of his leg. Brown lets it roll over his head, takes a good Charger bounce, and the Raiders will be pinned back. So Bennett, after not really getting off too many good ones, gets off a 55-yarder. Raiders put together a 99-yard drive earlier in this game in the second quarter to get on the board first, culminating in a 6-yard touchdown pass to Tim Brown. This time they'll start from the 4.
Here's an attitude gut check for the defense of the San Diego Chargers. You got to stuff them here. You got to get the ball back to your offense and give them a chance to get something going.
Rolling in his end zone. Hostetler complete, far side. James Jett. 17 yards for the first.
What a nice job by this offense and Jeff Hostetler quickly rolling out, but watch Jett drive off. Air brakes. He's got the air brakes. Harper doesn't. Feeder inbounds. Catch is good. Big play for this Raiders offense getting out of a hole.
Wayne Harper, the only returning starter from the secondary, and James Jett with blazing speed, gold medalist of the 92 U.S. Olympic relay team. And the Raiders with the first. On the ground this time, Williams for a couple. Dennis Gibson on the stop for San Diego. Clock continuing to move, 9-10 left.
With the tackle for San Diego.
Raiders with the 10-point lead.
You will not see the Raiders moving fast right now after plays. The clock is definitely their friend. Jeff Hostetler knows it. Take a few extra seconds calling the plays. The bonus right here from an offensive standpoint is first downs. First downs, move the ball, and strangle off the time.
Barrett Robbins is the new center for the Raiders. Dan Turk injured earlier. Harvey Williams gets the call on the left side, fighting for first down yardage. It appeared he got it.
Led by Steve Wisniewski.
Nice job by that left side. You can't say enough about the job Robert Jenkins done at left tackle coming in for Perry when he broke his left forearm. He's done a fabulous job. Wisniewski's done a good job. A nice job by Harvey Williams of running. You mentioned the young rookie Robbins is in there at center, but look at the job Jenkins does of hooking. Look at the job that Tim Brown does of blocking. And then it's just momentum because you don't see the guy in the black jersey going backwards. He's going forwards even after the contact.
Now, Joe Bugle said there was some technique to be learned on this Raider offensive line, but they picked it up very quickly, and will all be the better for it. And Hostetler slipping in the infield. There was a change of
Sacked by Sean Lee.
grass.
Hostetler's hurt, Dan. That did not look good.
From the difference of the dirt and grass, perhaps.
Sean Lee, once again, working against Wisniewski.
5 yards on the sack.
Look at that. See that ankle, the way it's twisted underneath like that on that grass?
15.
Wow, another nice play by Sean Lee, but a scary moment for the Raiders.
And what wasn't hurting, as far as Jeff Hostetler is concerned, last season. But second down and 15. Nothing going right for Williams. Tries the left side. And nothing there at all either. Chris Mims able to bring Williams down.
You know, what the Raiders are trying to do on that play is they're trying to run that old counter tray coming from the left to the right. Watch Wisniewski and Jenkins going left to right. Great job of stuffing that play. Nice job by Mims stopping it on one side and then coming all the way over to the other side to make the tackle. And there's the architect of that play from the Washington Redskins glory days, Joe Bugle. He can't be too happy with the execution of his pet play there.
Third down and 16. Napoleon Kaufman in at running back. And he dumps it off to Kaufman, who does not hang on. And that'll bring up fourth down on the punting unit, and a good opportunity for the Chargers to gain some good field position.
Kind of a semi-win-win, Dan. The Raiders were able to get a first down, were able to run some time off the clock. 6:25 left here in the fourth quarter, but the Chargers defense did stop in Oakland and get the ball in a punting situation so their offense can try to get the ball down the field.
And it would be a good time for Charger fans, as far as they're concerned, for Coleman to rip off a good return here. Shielding his eyes rise from the sun, it appeared, and not able to field it. 58-yard punt will go in the books for Gossett.
He never saw the ball.
Brilliant sunshine here in Oakland, and that had a lot to do with the previous punt.
Look at the shadow right behind Coleman. Never sees the ball. Ball is right in the sun. Wow, big break for the Raiders. He catches that low fieldable punt. Should have the ball on the 35 or 40.
Instead, back at the 15 for San Diego. Trailing by 10. Humphrey's pass is complete to Papuno. Rob Fredrickson makes the stop.
A tough kind of acrobatic catch like by Papuno. Remember what I said at the beginning of this game when he caught one? He doesn't waste many opportunities. He's a tight end that knows if I get a ball, I better catch it.
And the no huddle now by San Diego. Pass complete. And Ronnie Harmon picks up the first down, getting out of bounds. Gain of 21. So the Chargers quickly on the move with 5:44 left in the game.
Remember what I told you about this Charger team and this Charger offense with Ralph Friedgen as their offensive coordinator. They got very little quit in them. They got all the faith in the world in Stan Humphries. He is their emotional field leader.
From its own 39, Martin in motion to the near side. Humphries fires across the field, and Marseille with a diving catch. But it's ruled incomplete. He's out of bounds, so it will not count.
Watch the feet. Number 2, and control.
Oh!
Got the eye. That's a catch.
That is a catch.
That both feet were in. If he's calling on the feet, that is a bad call. If he's calling it on control, you couldn't see the rest of it, but that looked like a catch.
Tough break for the Chargers. 2nd and 10. And the blitz was coming in on Humphries, but he's able to get rid of it. Harmon gets another first down, and it's into Raider territory. Gain of 14 for Harmon.
And more importantly, yards, and gets out of bounds to stop it at 5:18 of the fourth.
Again of 13 yards. And a first down for the Chargers.
Over the middle, complete again. Marseille.
That's complete to Marseille.
And Humphries and the Chargers on the move, but so is the clock. Now at the 5-minute mark, Derek Hoskins makes the stop in the defensive secondary.
Plenty of time. Stan Humphries is calm. He knows he's got the time to do it.
And Humphries throws it out of bounds, and we'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching the Miami Dolphins rolling over the New York Jets, 42-14. Our score here in Oakland. The Raiders 17, the Chargers 7. Tied at halftime, exchanging a couple of touchdown passes were Sean Jefferson and Tim Brown. It was all Raiders in the third quarter. A field goal, and then a 16-yard touchdown run by Napoleon Kaufman. And the Chargers with a good drive going here late in the game with 4:40 left and a crucial third down. And they won't pick it up there. Albert Lewis bats it away before Sean Jefferson.
This is go for it on fourth down time with 4:37 left in the fourth. I don't think you punt this ball away. I think you go ahead and go for the first down. Too far for a field goal, but Stan Humphries knows that you don't even give that a thought. There's been 2 big plays in this half that really put the Raiders in this situation. The fumbled punt by Andre Coleman and the touchdown run by Kaufman.
4th and 3. And they're not going to get it. Intended for Marseille. And the Raiders take over on downs. James Trapp on the coverage, and Oakland with 4:34 left, up by 10.
Second time in this fourth quarter, the Chargers faced with 4th and 2. They've thrown the ball inside in a low percentage pass where everything had to be perfect, and it was less than perfect both times. Good defense. I think bad play calls.
So 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the 42. Fenner gets the call. Timeout situation. San Diego with 2 timeouts left. The Oakland Raiders with 3. And a sold-out crowd here at the Coliseum in Oakland for the first time in more than 13 years. The silver and black is back.
And I tell you, the guys on the Raiders sideline now have to realize there is a definite home field advantage back in Raiders football.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's been a scoreless 4th quarter. Oakland up 17-7. And really, Randy, the story of the game, turnovers, 3 for the Chargers, and all the points scored off of it.
Exactly. Very simply put, it's the difference between 94 and so far this first game in 95. The Chargers never beat themselves last year.
And the Raiders will, of course, keep it on the ground. As Compton heads up the middle, those turnovers, the Humphrey interception, the Means fumble, and then the Coleman costly dropping of the punt.
Timeout again by the Chargers, so that'll do it for them. That's 0 left for the Chargers.
Final one taken with 4:18 left in the game, and Bobby Ross trailing by 10. We'll take a timeout and send you back to our New York studios and Greg Gumbel.
All right, Dan, here is the good news in Pittsburgh. The Steelers beat the Lions today 23-20 on a last-second Norm Johnson field goal. The bad news, Rod Woodson, the all-pro cornerback, could be lost for the season. The AP is reporting tonight that Woodson damaged a ligament in his knee today and is probably out for the year. The Steelers tell us they won't know until an MRI is taken later tonight. And quarterback Neil O'Donnell broke the pinky on his throwing hand. His status is unknown for next week. Let's send you back out to Oakland now. Dan Hicks and Randy Cross. Dan?
All right, thank you very much, Greg. Costly indeed for the Steelers if they're going to play the rest of that season without Woodson. But Oakland in command here. 17-7 Chargers out of timeout. But a big 3rd down here if they can hold 3rd and 6. Just no one open for Hostetler as he rolled right.
Very smart play by Hostetler there. Wasn't sure he saw the first down markers, but he also saw the sideline. And as soon as he saw that sideline, he slid right down, stayed in bounds, keep that clock running.
Well, the Raiders, if you remember last year's season opener at San Francisco, lost 44-14. And that was one of the things that Mike White told us. Hey, we got blown off the field in the season opener last year. That cannot happen this year. So now, Andre Coleman, see if he can shield the sun out of his eyes this time. Falls for the fair catch at the 17. No timeouts left for the San Diego Chargers. Trailing by 10, 17-7. Their only score came back in the 2nd quarter. Raiders have all 3 of those left. At the 18 is where it begins. 3:42 left. And Humphrey's going down deep, and it's complete to Sean Jefferson.
Pass is complete to Sean Jefferson.
So a big strike to Jefferson of 33 yards gets the Chargers a spark.
And remember 2 things we told you about the no-quit Humphreys type attitude this offense is infected with. And remember the big play striking ability. You get bored to death sometimes watching the run of Natrone Means. You forget about these receivers. You cannot let up as a defense against any one of these wide receivers. Jefferson, Say, or Martin.
Just inside Raider territory at the 49. Going deep again. And he had Tony Martin, Albert Lewis on the coverage, but Martin was open.
It's the 2nd time we've seen that. You've got a receiver open. Good move right here by Martin. Little double in and out dink. He's got Lewis turned around. Not much inside help from Anderson on that one, or Hoskins, number 20, coming into the screen. That was a great chance for Humphreys to get downtown and get some points.
2nd down and 10. 3:28 left. Flag has been thrown, and that will stop play.
offense, number 86. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
And another costly penalty for the Chargers.
There's Papunu right here. Watch him do the false start. Just a little quiver and go, but that's just enough. Bad mental mistake at a very bad time for the Chargers.
Now they're asking for more time on the play clock. As we continue to show you more scores from Week 1 in the NFL.
That's when your execution as an offensive receiver group is really tested. This is when the timing between those quarterbacks and receivers is tested. You want to look for a breakdown. You want to look for a relaxed defensive back to try to take advantage.
And Humphries just tried to dump it, and he ended up dumping it right into the numbers of Pat Swilling.
Knocked it down for the Raiders.
It was a nice job, too, by Rob Fredrickson. He was all over Harmon. Harmon was the guy that he's trying to dump this ball off to.
It could be best.
Hit him right in the elbow with that one, and, you know, they can take consolation. They actually make yards on that, because if you throw that to Harmon, I think it is a loss of a couple of yards.
Third down, 15. Humphries downfield, overthrown. Good pressure up front by Aaron Wallace.
The advantage the Raiders defense has against San Diego right now at this point, they can rush for and get pressure. They're physically pressuring Humphries. They're able to drop 7, and those holes and gaps that Humphries is looking into to get his receivers the ball are shrinking, not inches by inches, yards by yards right now.
So it's come down to this. 4th down, and they need 15. They trail by 10.
So far today, the guy to go to has been Martin.
And they won't get it. Batted down by Eddie Anderson. And the Raiders will take over on downs. Ronnie Harmon was the intended receiver out of the backfield. And things look bleak for Ross with 3:13 left. And he's out of timeouts. And I think the fans can smell the victory. They've waited a long time for football to return to the Bay Area.
Well, I wouldn't celebrate too soon if I was the Raider fans right now, because Bobby Ross's football team just has a knack of making things happen. And the most important thing for the Raiders, running the ball, and they have not run the ball very well to get this clock run out right now.
And Fenner gets the call. Lined up in the backfield that time with Eric Ball. Reuben Davis, whose number we haven't called much today, makes the stop.
Reuben Davis.
And 2:30 left. And keeping well protected of the ball is Derek Fenner.
And that'll take it down to the 2 minutes. Good job of covering that ball up and also taking that late cut back inside and not taking the risk of being bounced outside and out of bounds.
For Orlando on the stop for San Diego. And are the Oakland Raiders just 2 minutes away from their first victory here in 13 years? 2-minute warning in Oakland. And the Raiders with the ball at the Charger 39. Reversing his field, trying to beat up time. That will bring up 4th down, and the clock never moved until just a second ago. So I'm sure there'll be more clock discussion.
Who hired this clock operator? We had him at the end of the first half.
Ball on the 42.
Now it is stopped at 1:53.
Hostetler is going to get his nickels worth in there trying to instruct him where the clock should be.
Clock to read 1 minute and 38 seconds.
So down to 1:38 to go. But Jeff Hostetler told us in regards to this Raider fan, you made the mention that the home field advantage is back in Oakland. He said, I haven't seen fan support like this since my Giant days.
Yeah, this is a very unique NFL crowd, and in a few weeks, when baseball's over and the configuration changes, the field you see right now going left to right is actually going to be completely turned 90 degrees. Where we're standing right now on the 50-yard line will be dead in the end zone. Right there where the goalposts are, that's going to be a view down the 50-yard line.
So Gossett back to punt.
Hey, back to kill the clock.
1:23 in counting. Coleman's still waiting at the 10. And they will simply let the play clock roll and take the penalty. Time now down to 1:12 as the Chargers need 2 scores. Touchdown field goal doesn't get it. They need both. Down by 10.
Delay on number 7 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
So the football moved back to the 45.
You know, really, Dan, when you talk about this game and the way things are going for the Raiders, you know who this win is really for? This win is for the thousands and thousands of Raider fans that stayed Raider fans at 13-plus years when they went to Los Angeles. They kept the faith that this team was going to come back here to Oakland, would play another game here in front of them. I mean, this really who should be this game should be dedicated from the Raiders organization standpoint.
How rare of a circumstance is that? Bassett sends it over Coleman's head. It'll be a touchback out to the 20. I believe it's the very first time that a franchise has left the city and come back to the very same spot. So a really unique situation and atmosphere here today.
And Mike White joins the winning coaches in the NFL's list. Not many coaches get the opportunity to start with a team like this. A great guy that I actually had the pleasure of having my offensive line coach my early years in San Francisco. And you know, what a pleasure for a guy like this to be able to win his opening game. And, you know, from the other side of the coin here, by no means is this any kind of a deflating, debilitating loss. If it doesn't turn into a loss for Bobby Ross and these Chargers, they have way too much character.
Humphreys complete to Harmon. Harmon gets the first down, but the clock continues to roll. Remember, the Chargers are out of timeouts.
Yeah, a play like that over the middle of the field does nothing really but sort of aid in the Raiders' cause of running out the clock.
Gain of 12 yards.
And they wind it again under 50 seconds. Harmon. Up to the 42. Should
Made no effort to get out of bounds. There's a lot of give up in that there, though. Don't like those last 2 plays, but this is a very proud, very talented Charger team. They'll be back.
Humphreys to the left to Papunen. And the clock will continue to roll. Chargers try to hurry up to the line of scrimmage. They're in Raider territory to the 47, but there's 8 seconds and counting left. And this will be it. Humphreys will go down, and so will the San Diego Chargers. The Raiders are back in Oakland, and they come up with a victory in the opener. More than 13 years the fans have waited, and the team comes through with a 17-7 victory.